What is going on? It's Michelle, LA's 97.1 Amp Radio is what you're listening to. First thing I walk in the door, and right behind me, here he is, Kanye West.
What up?
How are you?
I'm awesome.
I know you're doing a ton of interviews right now. This is the first time you've been to Amp Radio, so I have to say thank you.
Okay, awesome.
This is pretty major. I don't know. You probably have no way of knowing this, but the very first song ever played on Amp Radio about 4 years ago was Paranoid.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank
We're
you.
huge fans around here.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks
that.
for coming in.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind all of a sudden we're seeing you in front of us? Because I feel like you haven't done a whole lot of these kinds of interviews, but now here you are. So we're thrilled to have you here. You just feel like going out and saying hello?
Yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. I dig that.
Yeah.
So you're out on the Yeezus tour right now, which, first of all, your album is awesome. The live show sold out at Staples on Saturday night. You've got another one. And then you've got Anaheim on Friday.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what to expect at the tour stops, because like I just told you before we went on the air, I saw a little bit of the clips, but I feel like it doesn't do the justice of actually being there and experiencing the show in the moment.
Yeah, even if I explained it, it's just like creativity central. It's an example of like what, Donda can do. That's my creative company. It's an example of what happens when you put amazing thinkers in a room together and kind of eliminate what they normally do and all the cliches that people like slip into and challenge everyone in that room to come up with something completely new. And that's what it is. It's completely new. And it's we experiment with things, and they get better and it gets better as it goes. But if I have an idea, I just do it. I just go for it,
That's cool. There's a certain fearlessness about you, which I really dig.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you get crap for that a little bit, that people misunderstand you?
Yeah, I'm not fearless. I just have, courage, bravery.
Okay,
I have
I like
fear,
that.
but I overcome my fear. And I know how to swim through backlash. I know how to float. I could tread water through backlash. I don't care about backlash, if anything, because it's all giving me power. Negative, positive, it's all energy, and I can use energy.
What really inspires you? What would you say? I know you've got that certain thing about you that I know you're really creative in so many different arenas, but what do you look for? Like, what would spark you?
God.
Yeah?
Number one inspiration. God. How can you get something to the greatest creator of all time? So if you're being creative, my greatest inspiration is God. He made our universe. So you look that far and say, if you got to push, hard to create on a more major scale, nothing's more major than what God had created. So he's given us, the power of free will and the ability to create in our own space, right? So for me, sometimes people say, it seems like you're not satisfied with just, creating music. And I'm like, well, look what Howard Hughes did. Look at what David Stern did. Look what Steve Jobs did. Look what Da Vinci did. Look what Michelangelo did. I have this platform now at age 36 to really put out a lot of creative ideas. Certain people who are not giving me a shot or not backing me or not doing this, and I can meet with all the billionaires in the world and people just kind of just look at me like it's not me. I haven't created what I created. So I had to apologize to all the guys in the world, for, my engagement, because I turned up so much on it. But when you go on Jimmy Kimmel and say, hey, I'm a creative genius, I don't think people really understood what I was talking about. So let me make it so y'all can understand what I'm talking about when I say creative genius.
Right.
Because that's my title.
Do you think you're misunderstood in that aspect? Do you think people just take things the wrong way?
They just never heard it before.
Right.
They never tasted that flavor yet.
I like that. I just think it's awesome because you have a certain thing about you that you say what's on your mind and you're true to yourself. And I think a lot of people don't know what to do with that because they're not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. For me, if I say, hey, I'm a creative genius, I don't know any other way to explain exactly what I do and the way I think of things and the way I have to fight to get ideas out. I had to fight to get my record deal. I'm fighting to be able to make clothes. I'm fighting to be able to make films now. You know, it's mixing creativity with the fight like an athlete. Like, it's okay for athletes to fight and push it, but they want the creative people to shut up and be quiet. But these are the people with the real ideas. That can actually change, can reorganize, can design cities, can restructure a curriculum, you know, can make life easier, you know, and that's the part of the game I want to be in the making life more awesome, because I'm so blessed and I've had so many of my dreams come true. I'm like getting married to my dream girl. I have a family. I have good friends around me. I've had some opportunities. And what I realized, my greatest power, so if you asked me the question before, like, why am I coming and why am I speaking? I'm not a billionaire. I may not be the richest person on the planet. I might not be the most attractive guy. I might not be the most liked. But I, right now, because of New Slaves and because of the position I've always taken, have the most powerful voice by a mile. By a mile. And I'm going to use that. Yeah.
So you're talking
I've got $1 trillion worth of voice, you know what I'm
which
saying?
is very, very valuable.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're talking about your influence with God and family and your life and enjoying life, and how much, I was thinking before you came in over this weekend, I knew you were coming in, and I was thinking just how much your life has changed even in the past 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And how much has that influenced? How much has it changed your daily, like the way things are different now? I mean, you're engaged, you have a beautiful daughter. Does it kind of, you're welcome, does it kind of, not mellow you out, but does it kind of change your perspective on things and make your daily life different than just like the daily grind of all the things that you're doing? Do you stop and go, okay, I'm just going to like hang out with them for a minute?
Yeah. I hang out with my girl and my daughter every day. There's no place I'd rather be. So now even when I'm thinking about things I'm creating or things I'm doing in business, my biggest goal is to be able to get home to my family in life. So even as I'm thinking about things I'm doing for the future, how can I set it up so I can just be like my daughter's soccer coach?
Right.
How can I put myself in that position? Yeah.
I can't imagine you showing up at the soccer game. I just think that would be awesome.
I'm going to be a soccer coach, and I'm definitely going to like design the uniforms, and they're going to be like...
You're going to drive a minivan?
Crazy. I got to redesign a minivan. Maybe me and Elon Musk can design like a new type of minivan. A new
Kanye West minivan. See, that's a partnership you could get on board with right there.
Yeah, well, Donda, we want to create everything. We have a perspective. We have a perspective on just things you see, touch, taste, feel. This is the quality of life. We want to improve the quality of life. It is a product, experience, and content company. So a form of content could be Jesus is a form of content. Experience could be the concert you went to. A product could be the Yeezys. Those are examples of things that a collective of creative people have put together. And one thing I also want to stress to say, the most genius thing about the way I create is to create with other geniuses, and, to get out of their way. And it's not a matter of ego related to any ideas. It's just who has the best idea. We are actually really not ego-based in any way. These are things that people put up to confuse you or distract you from, what it actually is. But at this point, it's Michael Jordan time. It's time to go 6 championships in and let people know this is what we're doing. We're creating at the highest level. I might not be the number one rock star, the number one this, the number one that, but I will be and create the number one creative company, the post-internet Disney, the post-internet Ralph Lauren, the post-internet,